Hello, my name is Mr. Polk and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'd like to teach you how to make pumpkin pie. And for the pumpkin pie you're going to start with a shell. And for here I'm using small shells. You could use, this recipe will do a 9-inch shell. And this is going to be a pie, it's a liquid pie, it's going to bake in the raw shell. So if you go back to my video that talks about pie dough, you'll see how to make the pie dough, roll it out, and how to prepare the shell. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use this raw shell to bake our pumpkin pie in. So we're going to start by making the base for our pumpkin pie. We're going to take the 3/4 cups of sugar and we're going to go ahead and make kind of a sugar spice mix. We're going to go ahead and add our salt, about a half teaspoon. We'll do a teaspoon of cinnamon, our half teaspoon of ginger, and we'll finish with a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And you just want to do that in a small bowl and just mix it up. That way when it goes into the pumpkin pie mixture, you can ensure that everything's mixed. If you just put your spices in the pie, sometimes you get clumps of some of the spices and they can be, a little strong. So we want to mix everything up. So there's everything that we need. And then to start mixing the pie, we're going to start by putting our 2 eggs into the bowl. And we're going to go ahead and mix those up. And then after they're mixed together, then we'll start adding the rest of the ingredients. So after you've mixed the eggs and they're all combined and mixed up, you're going to go ahead and add your pumpkin puree. So you're going to go ahead and put that in there. So we're going to take the pumpkin, and this is the 1 15-ounce can is going to go in there. And then we're going to go ahead and mix that together. So we'll lift it up. And it says you want to take it from stir, take it up to about 4, and you just want to blend it. Once it's blended, you want to go ahead and add your sugar. And this is the sugar mixture that has all of the spices, the ginger and all that, the cloves. And then you want to turn that back on and get your way up to 4. And then as soon as you're feeling pretty good, everything's mixed, you can tell by the color of the spices, you're going to go ahead and add your milk. Okay? And for this we'll use the evaporated milk. So we're going to add 12 ounces of evaporated milk. And then we're just going to slowly bring our mixture back up to stir. And then to 2, 3, and then finally 4. And we're just going to mix it until everything's combined. Alright? We can turn it off and we can give it just a quick little scrape. And then after we do that, we just turn it back on and get it to 4 and get everything mixed around. And then once it's mixed, then we can pour it into our pie shell. So the pumpkin pie is a liquid pie. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our egg white mixture, 1 egg to a tablespoon of water, and we're going to take our raw pie shells and just brush the edges. And that's going to help them get a really nice golden color when they come out of the oven. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour our pie mixture in. And again, it's a liquid pie, which means once it's in the oven, the custard will set. And we're going to start these pies at 425. And small pies like this, I start for about 10 minutes. A large pie we would do for the full 15 minutes. And then after it gets to 425 for 10 minutes, we just turn our oven temperature down to 350. And then simply let the pies go until they're baked. These guys, maybe 20 minutes or so. A full one, about 40 to 45. So as you can see, we just have to take our pumpkin mixture and we just have to carefully pour it into our shells. And it's going to bake up and then sink a little bit, so you can pretty much pour it in right to the top. And then as soon as we get this poured in, we want to go ahead and get it in our 425 degree oven. And again, about 10 minutes for these little guys, 15 minutes for a larger one. Alright, so let's check out the pies in the oven. Ooh, they're looking beauteous. Let's see how far they are. Now with pumpkin, because it's a liquid pie, what you want to do is you want to take a look for the pie that it has kind of an even jiggle. You can see that they're still just a little soft in the center yet. So we're going to let them bake for a little bit longer, just a few more minutes, and then we'll be able to pull them out. A couple signs that they start to get finished is you sometimes see a little bit of pulling on the edges. and it'll be one solid mass when you give the tray a jiggle. And also what I do is I look at the top is no longer wet. It kind of dries out a little bit. If you actually touched it with your finger, it wouldn't leave a print. So we're going to give these a few more minutes to finish up, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at how the finished product looks. So now that our pies have come out of the oven, you can see how beautiful they look. Because we brushed the shells with the egg wash, they get a little bit of a shine to it. One thing with pumpkin pie is they sometimes separate from the edge, and the best way to prevent that is let them cool at room temp so they're pretty much room temp and nice and cool, and then put them in the fridge. If you put the hot pie in the fridge, the custard's going to shrink and it pulls away from the crust. So that's one way to prevent that. And then when you're ready to serve your pie, once it's cooled, you can dress it up if you want. You could take some homemade chantilly, some whipped cream, put a little rosette in the center. You could take some ginger snap cookies and make some crumbs and sprinkle them on, and just dress the pie up that way. Pumpkin pie is definitely a simple pie. It's an example of a liquid pie where we mix it up with the egg, pour it in, and then it sets in the oven. The eggs coagulate, and it makes the custard. But even though it's a simple pie, pumpkin pie is a great holiday pie, and it's definitely one of my favorite pies. So thank you for baking with me today, and I can't wait to bake with you real soon right here in Mr. Polk's kitchen.